I'm on a body of water I had never been on today. I'm up here above Anniston, or other side of Anniston, fishing on Wedowee with my buddy Glenn. So stay tuned today and maybe we can find us a crappie out here. It's about 30, 31 degrees right now. Oh man, this ramp is solid ice. It's solid ice. Hey, we didn't have video on, but we got our first one. We're getting started, ain't we?
Yep.
We fishing these rock banks. Just throwing jigs. Glenn's throwing with a cork on there, and I'm gonna try it without it. So he got one just now. This is his lake, so I'm gonna follow his lead today.
Yeah, I like them sickles. We get in the water of them at some point today.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason we're in here right now is because it's cold and I didn't want to.
It is cold, y'all. Our fingers are frozen right now. We hadn't been out here 30 minutes yet, and I'm talking about it's like ice. I bet it still ain't 32, is it?
It's still in the 30s.
Low 30s.
Yeah, it was 27 at one point driving in this morning. I seen it on the truck.
It's a beautiful day though.
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous.
Look at that fog. That's pretty in the mornings when that fog's going across the water.
Water's come up and they're still sitting in the same place. I let it
A
drop
little deeper.
down the bank.
Well, that's where I got enough hits back there a while ago.
Yeah, we're gonna have to just let it go deeper. That's why we ain't getting as many on floats too.
Since this is your lake, just tell us what we're doing today.
Catching spawning males mainly. That was a male. They get up on these rock banks and that's what we're trying to make work now. We'll probably do some different stuff too.
Yeah, this is a different type of fishing than I've ever done for crappie, to be honest with you. I've never fished where it's this type rock. And this is the kind of stuff that he says they're spawning in, and that's where we've been catching them. But this is normally, what you say, it's mostly a clear lake anyway.
Yeah, this is a little dingy because of all the bad rain we've had last week.
Yeah, we've had to run around a little bit this morning and get in some clear water, and you can still see it's got some color to it. But it's working. We got a few crappie in the live well, and maybe by the end of the day we can put together something and get us a limit.
We get in them sometime or another.
Yeah, but you know what I get most requests for?
Like fishing.
As far as what people want to see, is they want instruction. What are you doing? What's the scenario? Instead of just sitting there watching you pull in the crappie after crappie, what are you doing? How do you do it? What are you looking for? How did you get started? Where'd you start at this morning? What were you looking for then? Because it is, every day is a process, and it's a process of elimination.
Well, a lot of people have done said, oh, they just ain't like today. I promise you, sometime today we will get in them.
No doubt.
It may not be a stellar day, but we will hit one hot.
The mindset I've got with it, and I'm sure any crappie fisherman does, if there's a crappie in this lake, we're going to catch something. You just got to keep that confidence too.
We will run into some somewhere, I promise you. We may have to do something different to catch them. We will find them somewhere today. It may not be no stellar day. We may only catch 30.
And as the day goes by, we started off this morning, hit a place that Glenn's a little familiar with. I think he said you don't normally fish there, but we started that spot because it looked like the other stuff that he's looking at. And caught a few crappie on that, so we got an idea of where crappie may be staging at or holding at.
You pick them up in different stuff here. Most of them are on certain things, and it's different for every lake.
Yeah.
West Point, I catch them on different type banks, but it's still the angle will be the same. See, this one kind of fades off. I like them almost like a wall.
Yeah, like you can see over where this here's got a lot of clay in it,
Don't like it.
and a lot of loose gravel or loose rock. And like I said, like that far bank over there, looking at, that's more of a solid rock. That over there, kind of stuff that we caught them on.
Every lake's different. I like some lakes will have that grass around the edge.
Oh, yeah.
They'll get on that edge of that grass.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I'm normally fishing. But again, my home lake, I fish a lot down there. It's a deep, clear lake like this one. But I don't fish this type of stuff. I'm fishing structure. There's a lot of structure in that lake. But something else that you got to look for, or what I look for too, is we're going down this bank right here and we're seeing all this rock. Every bit of it looks the same, but there may be one particular little feature about these rocks that'll make a difference. And it may be like right here where we're coming up. We got all this small stuff and then we got big rock. But Glenn says the crappie staying in these big rocks more because they can back up in these holes and laying their eggs on these little shells that fell off in the water. But you can go out on any water and you got a bunch of different type of structures, and you'll figure out they like this type of structure better than they do the other. So throughout the day, you're just making a mental note. The whole day is just a mental note, and then you remember back what you done, where you caught a few crappie at, and you realize, well, this place is just like that one. So we'll start looking for those places, and that's where it comes in handy by knowing your lake, because you'll know where other places are that resemble this. So we're still trying to just put together a pattern this morning. Glenn's been catching them good up here, limited on some days. Last week, we had all that rain come in, water's come up 2 or 3 feet. But it's still early, we'll find some. That's probably down about 4 or 5 feet maybe. Just reeling slow. There he is. Oh man, hit it again.
Top comes way out here.
You know, everybody wonders how fast you reel. Slow and then go slower. But then it varies some, depends on water depth, depends on what size or what weight head you're using. Like on most of the waters I fish, I can use an 1/8 ounce head and do as good as anybody. But up here, Glenn said he's been using 32nd ounce, and so far he's done better than I have by using that. So I downsized. But one thing for sure, all crappie like a slow presentation. Man, that bite right there, I could just imagine that tree stacked up over there and was fixing to catch one. Especially after I got a bite on the next cast.
Yeah.
And there's probably still somewhere. Go back again.
They here, they're probably gonna be on this one in the back. That's one they've been hanging out on the best.
Well, I've really been blessed this year and the last several years since I had to sell my boat. Guys like Glenn taking me fishing. I got more experience than most people. I get to fish out of different kind of boats. I get to use different types of electronics. I get to watch other men and good fishermen show me how they do things. And you'll never stop learning. Always learn. And always help somebody else. It'll come back to you one again. Oh man, there he is. Oh golly, that was another perfect crappie bite right there. He was about 3 foot deep there. Let's see if I can get him to bite again. I'm getting like you now a while ago when you was getting all them bites.
I was missing a bunch when we did this.
Getting a bunch of bites and they're just not taking it. And I haven't mentioned in this video,
Just missed one there.
last week we were up in the low 80s on air temperature. We got here this morning below freezing. Started fishing at about 32 degrees. I think, what'd you say, you seen your thermometer go down to 27 one time?
27 on the truck and was driving in.
And we're in coveralls and winter coats. But that sun's coming out and it's supposed to get up to about 65 or so today. But this is unseasonal, really. I mean, I guess it's nothing unseasonal in Alabama, but we went from some beautiful weather to below freezing for about 3 or 4 days this week, and we got the crappie spawn. These crappie coming up shallow, and with that cold air, it don't much matter about the temperature in daytime if it don't get to about to 50 degrees. But what hurts crappie is it dropping down at nighttime. So early in the season, when you start doing your spawn fishing, just keep that in mind, that your nighttime temperatures is more important than your daytime temperatures. Because if it's dropping down freezing at night, then it takes it all day the next day just to get it back up. But if it'll stay up in about 50 range at night, or 60, that water's gonna warm fast. You notice that? So whenever you're trying to keep up with your water temperatures and trying to get an idea about when spawn's gonna be, always pay attention. You'll have, you know, as spawn comes on, everybody's praying for a, 70-degree week. But if it's dropping down in the 30s every night, it's not really doing no good. So you want that temperature at night to stay, minimum 40, but 50 and 60 degree at night, that water's gonna warm up in just a few days. And we had that last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And got our water up close to, spawning, and like you said, some done spawned.
I think that's the one problem we're running into. Some of these flues are already done
But man, all the water from central down to South Alabama
here. Mud hole.
it is a mess down there, buddy. So Glenn invited me to come up here and fish some of this clear air water. Still ain't clear, is it?
No, this is dirty.
This is usually a clear lake, and we've had to leave some places because there's nothing but mud.
Yeah, that's another thing that's hurting.
Yeah.
We short on where we can go too.
We got a lot of things working against us, but we ain't gonna give up. The fat lady has not sung yet, and she ain't gonna start singing until several more hours.
Usually I'll line up on that dock and that street light on that dock. You can catch them on cord right there too.
Get him? Hold him over here for the camera.
That's a female, she's done laid out.
Yep.
Mostly. She's got a little bit of eggs left. Is it already recording?
Yeah, it's going.
Okay.
Got to show one anyway.
Been a grind today.
Oh yeah. I think he's gonna pick up though. That's a pretty fish, ain't
They
it?
come off that treetop. Yeah,
Yep.
they're beautiful when they're black like that.
Pretty fish.
Could be wrong. I just don't think they moved in here real good. About time we got one to do right on the camera.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it.
Well, that finishes up the day on Wedowee. We come out here today knowing that we wouldn't, or had a good chance of not having a great day, but Glenn's been catching these fish out here last week, already on the bank spawning and limiting. But we had this past week, the last several days, our temperatures went from 80 something degree in the daytime to 50 something, and then we dropped down from 50s and 60s in the night down to below freezing. And anybody knows anything about crappie, you know that's going to change their routines and pattern. But we stuck with it all day and was managed to pull out a really good mess of fish. It was a struggle all day, but we beat them up, didn't we?
One at a time. Slow.
Yeah, it was a slow day, but it happens. But I'll show you the fish here. I don't know how many we got in there, 20, 25. Some nice fish though. Good keepers. Good quality fish. So we had another blessed day today. Had fun and thank my buddy here, Glenn, for taking me out here today.
We should have been better, but it is what it is.
It is what it
Take
is.
what we
That's
get.
right. So glad y'all joined again today, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick with us. We'll be catching crappie, Lord willing. So we're about to pull the boat out here and take this baby to the house. We'll see y'all next time.